Final Fantasy VII Rebirth story had a lot to take in, but I was finally able to make decent sense out of it, and I wanted to take a stab at theorizing how I think the final game reunion is going to play out. If you're not aware by now, this trilogy in the making is a direct set of sequels to the original. The first act being called Remake is a pun, and there's a lot of information that proves this. In this video, I'm going to dissect the information to help explain what went down over the last two games and what I predict will happen in the third act. To start off, I want to cover how multiple worlds work within the story. The biggest grievance I see related to this game's story is this disappointment in the use of a multiverse. Multiverses are often associated with poor writing because it lowers stakes and can be a mess to keep track of important events. The crux of my theory, that goes against what most people have been recently discussing, is that there is no multiverse. There's only one planet and one version of each character. When Sephiroth takes Cloud into the Lifestream, he says this:
"The planet encompasses a multitude of worlds, ever unfolding."
A single planet with multiple worlds? This statement's a little confusing because planet and world are often used interchangeably, but in this case, they mean two different things. An analogy I thought to make the distinction between the two clearer is that the planet is like a network and the world is like a server. The live stream of the planet connects the worlds together and will move a user from server to server once their body has reached its end. Also, for our convenience, each server is designated by which breed of dog Stamp is. Sephiroth has the power to server hop whenever he feels like it, which is why the live stream is fighting him, and I'll talk about how he got this power later. We also know his goal is to collapse these worlds into a singular world of his image, and this is what he refers to as the reunion. Now that I've covered the distinction between the planet and its worlds, I want to cover all the properties of the Lifestream and its functions. From Bugenhagen's lesson, we learn that when a living thing dies, its spirit returns to the Lifestream. When the spirit returns to the Lifestream though, it doesn't lose itself. Rather, the spirit takes the memories it made while it had a body and gives them to the Lifestream for it to grow. This is how I assume the planet makes new worlds. It uses those memories to create something new. I can only guess that the world Cloud and his crew currently occupy is the planet's first world. It's where all the inspiration that the planet uses to make the other worlds come from. This would also be why the Gi aren't allowed to die. The planet doesn't want them in any other worlds it's making, so it's keeping them locked to this first world. This logic can also apply to the Cetra. The Cetra aren't just nomads of the world, they're nomads of the planet. They're the people that allow the planet to grow because they embrace the Lifestream's growth by dying, then having their spirit move on to the next world. I also think this means that the Promised Land is just a term for whatever world the planet creates next. It's hoped that the next world created is better than the last. Shinra is the complete antithesis to the Cetra. They use the planet's Mako as energy since it's a superior alternative to other energy sources such as coal. There's an interesting consequence of using the planet's Lifestream as an energy source. That energy is naturally used to maintain the stability and growth of these multiple worlds. They're undoing all the planet's progress of creation until there's nothing left but a dried up rock. The planet must shut off these worlds to compensate for Shinra's meddling. This is why some of the other worlds are dying and the new ones are doomed to fail. When too many worlds get shut off is when the weapons appear to annihilate the source responsible. The planet is in more danger than it can possibly defend because it's being attacked from two fronts. Not only is Shinra destroying the Lifestream, but Sephiroth is actively fighting it to gain control. He was killed at the end of the original game by Cloud, and his spirit returned to the planet, as expected. The memories his spirit carries, though, are those of pure hatred and revenge. His feelings toward Cloud are the strongest hatred any spirit has ever had, and that's what allows him to go against the Lifestream. During Remake, he makes it abundantly clear he remembers the events from the original game.
You're not real. You're dead.
I am.
I killed you with my own...
Oh, you need not remind me. It was the crowning moment of our time together. But that was then, and this is now. You have failed again, I see.
Aerith even points out that his existence is wrong and goes against the natural order of the planet.
And you're wrong.
Those who look with clouded eyes see nothing but shadows.
Everything about you is wrong.
That's why he knows hate and revenge are strong emotions capable of defying fate. He's experienced it himself firsthand from losing the Cloud at the end of the original game. Imagine being the world's best soldier and losing to someone that thought they were a soldier, but were actually just a regular guy. I'd probably be pissed too. His unnatural appearance is why the Whispers appear in Remake. The Whispers make sure the Lifestream is traveling its correct path, and Sephiroth is defying this path for revenge. At the end of Remake, we defeat the Whispers, which means the spirits no longer have a guide. In Rebirth, we start to see the consequences of destroying fate. The main consequence for destroying fate is that since there's no more guidance, spirits can easily get lost when traveling between worlds. The Zack and Biggs interlude sections show this off. Both of them died in the primary world and returned to the planet to be carried off to another world. Biggs dies trying to protect Sector 7 in both the original and remake. Zack dies to overwhelming firepower from Shinra troopers. We know for a fact that this is them in another world because Zack's story in Rebirth is called Interlude: A World Apart. In the original, it's revealed that Cloud was never a soldier. He was just a regular trooper who failed the soldier test. We can expect this reveal to happen in the third game, because in Remake, one of the guards recognized him from their training, and Hojo was about to give the reveal early until the Whispers carried him away.
Cloud?
Huh?
You're Cloud, right? Holy shit!
It's cool, bro. We went through training together.
Damn.
Why are you a soldier?
Yeah.
No, not quite. Oh, now I recall. My memory was mistaken. My boy, you weren't a soldier.
What? What is this fascinating phenomenon? What's happening? Where are you taking me?
What are those things up to this time?
Even though this reveal hasn't happened yet in the modern trilogy, it's worth bringing up because Zack dies knowing Cloud is a standard trooper, but Biggs dies when Cloud is an assumed ex-soldier. They have very different experiences with Cloud, which does get brought up in Rebirth.
If he does recover, you can bet your ass he'll act like it was nothing. Shrug it off and say he's been through 10 times that shit.
Are we talking about the same Cloud?
Come on, the guy's desperate to prove himself. Not like he needs to. Everyone knows he's a bona fide badass.
This moment in the game does bring up one problem with my one character theory. The world that Zack and Biggs are in do have Cloud, Aerith, Elmira, and Marlene existing when we're pretty sure none of them are actually dead from the primary world. The only explanation I can give about these four being here is because they are important people to Biggs and Zack's memories, and we know memories get put into the Lifestream when a person dies. Another point I want to bring up is Zack getting teleported between worlds every time he gets overwhelmed by Shinra forces and almost ends up dying. Someone's looking out for him, and I'll get to that later. What's important now is we know each of these scenes takes place in a different world because Stamp's breed is different in every scene. As I said earlier, Stamp's breed is how we know, as the audience, which world a scene takes place in. Little side tangent, but I have a small theory for why Stamp is a different dog breed in each world. I think it's because no one remembers what breed the original Stamp is when their memories enter the Lifestream. They just know he's a dog, so the planet makes a world. From those memories, it just selects the breed that someone thought Stamp was. Beyond these different worlds of the planet, one of the last places Zack is seen in is him running around in a white void, and he's completely aware of his surroundings.
White, as far as the eye can see.
At these times, his soul isn't in any of the planet's worlds, signifying that his spirit is 100% lost in the Lifestream. Beyond these lost souls, the other consequence is that Sephiroth used the Harbinger's death as an opportunity to fill a power vacuum. During the Reborn phase in his boss fight, the intel description says this: a resurrected being who now wields unimaginable might and commands the arbiters of fate. He seeks to pierce through the layers of existence and reunite fragmented spacetime. He shall rule over the planet and create eternity. Eternity is referring to his goal of reuniting all the planet's worlds into one. This also confirms the Black Whispers are under his control. This is how he corrects fate after Cloud successfully saves Aerith. Speaking of Cloud almost saving Aerith, this game's most controversial scene is its ending. In the original, Sephiroth stabbed Aerith, she died, everyone was shocked, and that was it. In this game, Cloud intercepts Sephiroth's slash, but then, after a flash of light, Aerith's shown in a pool of blood with a trail leading to Masamune. It's a confusing scene because you're kind of unsure if she's dead or not, and there's loads of other stuff happening to kind of distract you. Like I said earlier, Sephiroth used his new powers of fate to correct the change that Cloud had made. However, even though Sephiroth used his newfound power to correct fate and assure Aerith's death, that new moment of Cloud saving Aerith still has an effect that changing fate won't fix. This moment is now in Aerith's memories. It's a brand new memory she has that is in her spirit as she enters the Lifestream that she didn't have in the original game.
I saw what you did back there, Cloud. Thank you.
Thank you later. This ain't over.
Right. Okay, let's finish this.
This memory allows for something interesting to happen. Aerith didn't enter the Lifestream, she ascended past it, similar to how Sephiroth did after dying to Cloud in the original. What I mean by this is that this moment of Cloud saving Aerith allows her to gain the same server hopping powers that Sephiroth has. It is now existing in that same limbo space that he is. This limbo space is where Sephiroth's final phase in Rebirth takes place, and why Aerith can join Cloud for the home stretch. From this point of her soul's ascension, she also gains control of the White Whispers. This is shown during that final Sephiroth phase. This control is what links back to Zack being transported from world to world. We see Whispers show up during these moments when Zack's about to die to the Shinra troopers, and I think they come directly from Aerith. It helps too that this isn't the only thing she does during Rebirth to help Zack. During Zack's solo part of the Sephiroth fight, a ward appears to keep Zack safe. This ward has the same exact pedal effect as Aerith's arcane ward, which is a clear sign that she's the one that's been moving Zack's spirit from world to world throughout the interludes. Also, we know Aerith has the power to move spirits and manipulate the Lifestream because we get to experience her develop that power in Chapter 13. You play as Aerith, and there's a level mechanic where she learns how to manipulate the life energy of combatants and use them to terraform the temple to progress. With Aerith and Sephiroth both having huge amounts of power now, I want to point out that Cloud's responsible for both of them ascending beyond the Lifestream. Sephiroth ascended because he hates Cloud so much for killing him in the original, and Aerith ascended because she loves Cloud so much for saving her in Rebirth, since fate was temporarily broken. If you have any doubts about Aerith loving Cloud unconditionally, it's stated very clearly how much she likes him.
Sorry, one more question. Does she have feelings for Cloud?
Yeah, she likes him.
She does, huh? Can't say I saw that coming.
'Cause you weren't there.
Thing is, Cloud, I really like you. But then, like can mean a lot of different things, can't it? Because there's liking, and then there's liking.
Seriously, what's going on? You've been weird all day.
I'm sorry.
While these two are in an uncharted plane of existence that gives them unique control over the Lifestream, there is one major drawback. They can't physically exist within any world of the planet unless that world is close to dying, because a dying world is rejoining that limbo space they occupy. This is why Sephiroth needs Cloud and his team to enact feats for him, such as killing the Whisper Harbinger and getting the Black Materia. He is physically unable to do so in his Ascendant state. This is also why he asks Cloud to join him at the end of Remake. Sephiroth knows how powerful Cloud is, since he kicked his ass in 97, and he wants Cloud to join him journeying through this unknown territory so that they can gain control over everything. Now, I believe there's one solution to being locked out of every world. You need a vessel to return. Sephiroth has Jenova, and by extension the black-robed soldiers, as vessels so that he can manifest. Anytime Sephiroth can kill someone in the primary world, it's because Jenova or Black Robes are present. An interesting thing about Jenova that I find is that they have different titles depending on which boss battle you're fighting it. In the President's office, it's Jenova Dreamweaver, and at the end of Rebirth, it's called Jenova Lifeclinger. The one I find the most interesting is Jenova Emergent, which is the one you fight on the cruise ship. The definition of emergent is to come into existence. Unlike the other two Jenova fights, this title implies this version of Jenova was made right here, right now. The conclusion I make from this is that a copy of Jenova can be made if enough robed individuals are together in a small space. I also think this is what interested Hojo so much during his trip to Costa del Sol and wanted to see if the creation of new Genovas is possible. Unlike Sephiroth, Aerith doesn't have a vessel, at least for the time being. Cloud can still see her, but no one else can. My guess to the reason Cloud can see her is because he was the one responsible for her ascension, and he's been inside that limbo state. I saw some people think that this is just a hallucination, but Red can still feel Aerith's presence in the final cutscene, so there's no way Cloud's hallucinating. Her spirit's ascended, but she'd need a vessel like Jenova so that she can return to a state where everyone can interact with her again. From all this information, I strongly believe Zack will be able to re-enter the planet's first world during Reunion. After defeating Sephiroth, Zack says this:
"Just as worlds unite, so too do they part." But who's to say they can't unite again?
I don't think this comment was written to be a throwaway line. This hints that the worlds will reunite again, and Zack's lost spirit will return with the rest of the party. In Remake, Barret gets killed for all of 10 seconds, which may have just seemed like pointless shock value, but it does teach a property of the Lifestream. A spirit can return to a world it has died from. In this case, the Whispers put Barret's spirit back in his body since Barret wasn't supposed to die yet. Who's not to say there's a way in Reunion we discover a method that allows Zack's spirit to return to this primary world. If this does happen, I think the way it will go down is that Aerith will use her command of the White Whispers to guide him back. Having Zack able to fight against Sephiroth is part of her plan to stop the meteor. I also think there might be a way Aerith can get a vessel to return to the rest of the group as well, but I have more doubts about that idea. The last theory I want to make is about Sephiroth's true intentions about the reunion of worlds. Sephiroth was motivated by one factor: revenge. However, if he just kills Cloud, then Cloud's spirit still remains in the Lifestream and can be reborn in one of the planet's other worlds. If Sephiroth brings all the worlds together, then Cloud's spirit has nowhere to go, and Sephiroth can not only kill Cloud's body, but his spirit too. This is the ultimate goal of Sephiroth's revenge, to completely wipe Cloud from all existence. Overall, I hope this put new ideas in your brain that you found interesting. This game has a lot going on, so it's really easy to get overwhelmed. I tried my best to make sense of everything. I personally find this story very intriguing, and I'm really excited to see how Reunion continues it. If you have any contributions towards these ideas I presented, then I'd love to read them. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and I hope you have a good day.